Hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Trespasser. In the last episode, we finished off speaking with our companions, which means we are good to begin the Exalted Council. Now, we do still have a couple of codex entries left, and there are a couple of little dead ends for us to explore, so I will be doing that first, starting with you over here. Cullen and the last few years. Cullen. Word has spread from Denerim about the summit the Inquisition will attend. The news is half rumours, but with the representatives they say are going, it's clearly serious, and the details are probably not something you can put down in a letter. I will, however, look forward to more glowing descriptions about how much you love Orlesian parties. Branson's here. His son insists I add "Hello, Cull" to this letter. He also insists it be "hello" and not "hello." Your nephew is stubborn. How very familiar. Love, Mia. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad that Cullen's family are keeping in touch with him. Cassandra and the last few years. Inquisitor. I am writing to you from the Hunterhorn Mountains, where I was successful in tracking down Seeker Emery. She was more shocked than most to hear of Lord Seeker Lucius's betrayal, as he was her mentor when she was just an initiate. But she is eager to help rebuild, and she has heard of a few other Seekers who might have been sent to Ravane. I still do not know how many of us yet remain, how many Lucius killed, but I know that we are recovering, and I know that we will be better this time. I confess I look forward to returning to Orlais next month. Once I would have thought that impossible. Orlais was little more than the land of frustrating politics, excessive ornamentation, and responsibilities I did not want. But now that friends wait for me there, it is almost a home. Cassandra. You? Varric and the last few years. Inquisitor. Greetings and salutations from beautiful Kirkwall. The sun is shining, the seabirds are screeching, and almost nothing in Hightown has fallen into a sinkhole and ended up in the sewers in over a month. The Red Lyrium cleanup in the Gallows is going better than expected. Nobody misses having Meredith fused to the flagstones, eerily glaring at everyone. The city guard celebrated finally getting her out of there by holding a completely impromptu parade. Several Lowtown residents composed a song on the spot with lyrics to the effect of "Thank the Maker, the crazy cursed Templar is gone," which was remarkably catchy, despite, or maybe because of, the fact that it was mostly just swearing in tune. Even with all this stellar progress, it looks like I'm stuck here. Channels in the harbour were completely changed by falling debris a few years back, which led to a lot of ships getting wrecked coming and going, which only made things worse. And then we had rifts open and weird glowing fade rocks appeared out there. Incidentally, thanks for closing the rifts. Now the only hope for repairing the harbour is to send guys with pickaxes to clear the rocks. Ever try to hire miners who are also divers, Inquisitor? There aren't many, and even fewer are happy mining glowing shit from the fade. This is going to take a lot of my coin to fix. Stop by the city sometime. We'll get in a game of Wicked Grace. Please, this Viscount shit is boring me to death. Varric. This always reminds me, this line right here, because I've had multiple people tell me that what Anders did wasn't so bad because he only killed like 10 people and only Hightown got destroyed. 1, where are y'all getting that math from? 2, clearly not. Clearly not. Here's the thing. I get liking Anders. I even get supporting what he did. I do get that to some degree because the mages were being so badly oppressed and something drastic was needed. Personally, if he had just assassinated Elfina, I could get on board with that. Not that Elfina necessarily deserved to be assassinated. She just wasn't a good, what was her title? Grand Cleric. She wasn't a good Grand Cleric for Kirkwall. If she had been in any other city, she would have done fine. But she was an awful Grand Cleric for Kirkwall because they needed someone who was going to pick a side. Either side with the Templars or side with the mages, but don't just act as this middle ground that is... She caused so much disruption by trying to play both sides, because it made both sides angrier. And if she had just picked a side, so much could have been avoided. But she didn't necessarily deserve to die or out like that, but I could understand his logic. And if he had just assassinated her, I would have been on board with it. But destroying the Chantry, there are people who genuinely believe that, like, okay, he killed Elfina, and he killed maybe a couple of Chantry sisters who were in the building at the time, and he killed a couple of nobles, and that's it. Those are the only people who died. Only Hightown was damaged. There was no damage to the rest of the city. If the debris somehow made it into the harbour, if you remember, the harbour was at the opposite side of Kirkwall from Hightown. So that debris travelled over both Lowtown and Darktown, and some of it will have ended up there. And bearing in mind both of those locations, the people lived like rats because the conditions weren't great. They were all packed in on top of each other. So if anything, debris falling in Lowtown will have been so much worse in Hightown because, okay, it lands in a building in Hightown. There were maybe like one family of 4 living there. It lands on a building in Lowtown. That was a tenement building with 10 families in. Like, Anders killed, the majority of people that Anders killed will have been the people he was helping. Refugees in Lowtown. And again, I don't understand the idea of like, oh, the people in Hightown deserve to die. There will have been servants up in there, kids. Should I not care about the kids because they were born rich? I don't get it. Like, supporting Anders in exploding the Chantry, like, okay, I think that's fair. But supporting it and saying, oh, I support it because he only killed like 10 people. I'm like, what? Who was your maths teacher? What kind of maths are you using there? Vivienne and the last few years. Inquisitor. I fear I shall have no opportunity to meet with you prior to the Exalted Council at Halam Sharal. The colleges and fraternities of enchanters are holding yet another round of elections in a few months, and I must be present to organise everything, or the Aquitarians and the Lucrosians will inevitably get drawn into the most passive-aggressive arguments over the number of ballot boxes and the arrangements of voting cards you can possibly imagine. On the last 2 occasions when I could not be spared from my duties at the Imperial Court, the isolationists sealed themselves inside the debating area with ice walls in protest over some insult from a libertarian senior enchanter from Cumberland. I must, of course, convey the continuing approbation of the Orlesian Court, though I have no doubt dear Duke Cyril has already bored you to death with the Council of Heralds' compliments by now. Cordially, Vivienne. Thank you, Vivienne. Alrighty then, good stuff. And once again, I am on the lookout for Harlequins. So I looked it up. Apparently you have to catch them 5 times. And then once you do, you get a schematic. Now, I already have the schematic because I've done this in a previous save file. I'm not going to go out of my way to find the Harlequins, but, you know, if I happen to stumble upon them, then I'll go for them. You might as well. No, well, why are you like this?
Where is that servant?
Okay, that's very nice. One of you 3 has a very deep voice. I think we can get that later, because I don't think... Yeah, we can't climb these. It would be rather improper for the Inquisitor to be climbing the trellises completely unprovoked. Yeah, no Harlequins down there.
Alpha Valroyo must be here.
Okay, how lovely. Now then, before I go, we should give the demonic doggo his bones. He's been waiting ever so patiently. Now then, here you go. Yeah, all that lovely constitution. Ooh. Doggo found bees! Cudgel of the Gold and Ebon Queen. On hit, chance to inflict bees on target. The constitution was lovely. I did not need the gift of a beehive. I really wish that, oh god, what's it called? What are they called? The little extra doodads. Like, Aenor has the chance to inflict hidden blades. I really wish the chance to inflict bees was in the main game. Because I would absolutely love to give my, my Attire, my Qunari, she uses a bow, and I just love the idea of shooting an arrow and just a swarm of bees are following it. I find that so amusing. Yep. Starting the Exalted Council will lock off spending time with followers. We've already spoken to everyone. So yeah, we're good to go.
Thank you, Your Holiness. Now, Artigan, as to your concerns...
The Inquisition established an armed presence in Ferelden territory. You outright seized Caer Bronach in Crestwood.
Oh, sir, we seized it from bandits, sir. How is Aenor feeling right now? She's tired. She's tired. She doesn't have the patience to continuously putting on this... I think I worded that really weirdly. She doesn't have the patience to be continually putting on this fake smile and playing politics. She's just so unspeakably tired. She's trying. It's only the first few days. She's not gonna, jump straight to like, oh, someone had to do your job, you asshole. She's not gonna jump straight to that, but she is so tired. And I do think she is having some slip-ups here. The part of her brain that is polite and, kind of vets things that come out of her mouth, that, it's waning. It's waning. And this would hurt. This would sting, because this isn't technically a joke. Caer Bronach was being... It was being housed by bandits. I'm wording things in a really weird way. I'm gonna take a sip. 1 second. Aenor's brain is having a moment. My brain is having a moment. There were bandits living in Caer Bronach. They were killing the people of Crestwood, and the Ferelden crown didn't do shit. It was the Inquisition who saved those men and women, and she isn't expecting them to, get down on their hands and knees and kiss her feet, but she was expecting them to be like, oh, thanks for that. Thank you for doing that. And the fact that they're throwing that back in her face. Like, I'm sorry, I saved your people from bandits. Was I not supposed to do that?
Yes, from bandits. Would you like us to give it back to them?
Your help was appreciated 2 years ago, Inquisitor. Now order has been restored, yet you remain. Invading under pretext of restoring order is exactly what the Grey Wardens did to us centuries ago, and we exiled them. Now the Inquisition is doing the same thing with Grey Wardens in their ranks.
Your concern is ill-founded. The Grey Wardens have proven their worth time and again.
Of course Orlais tolerates this interference. Without the Inquisition, Selene would have neither her throne nor her elven... marquise.
Rest assured, Tegan, the Empire of Orlais will not stand idle if the Inquisition oversteps its bounds. Unlike Ferelden, however, Orlais understands that these were the well-intentioned mistakes of a young organization.
An organization in need of a guiding hand. Yours, no doubt.
Pardon me, Inquisitor. Divine Victoria wishes to speak with you in private.
Oh, okay, but she's literally right there.
The Divine Victoria? Who is sitting just up there?
Yes, and who was once your spy master. It's a pressing matter, your worship.
Josephine, handle the council. Please pardon me, everyone. So yeah, she is having some slips, but it's not a continuous thing. As I said, these are still the first few days of the Exalted Council. This seems rude to me, just kind of whispering, Josephine, handle this, and then walking out. She still can be polite, it's just that occasionally she has a minor slip, so yeah, I'm gonna go for this.
My apologies. An urgent matter has come to my attention. Ambassador Montelier, can you handle this for a short while?
Of course, Inquisitor.
This is highly irregular.
Perhaps it would be best if we took a short recess. The guard said we should both see this. I believe she was correct. A Qunari warrior in full armor. How did he get into the Winter Palace?
That is incredibly strange. Do you think the Iron Bull would know?
Would the Iron Bull know anything about this? I asked, and he is as surprised as we are. Since becoming Talvashov, he has had no contact with his people. He seems frustrated at not knowing more.
And what can you tell me about this?
So, what would the left hand of the Divine see when she looked at this? This is a warrior, not a spy. Part of the Antaam, the Qunari military. Most of his wounds come from a fight against someone using magic, but at least a few are from a blade. He was badly hurt, separated from his allies, and made it here before he died. But how?
You don't just see swarms of Qunari units wandering around the countryside. It is incredibly odd. If I remember correctly, this comes out as very wistful, like, oh, just throw in some Hala statues and it's like that time we saved Celine at the Winter Palace. It's very wistful, and Aenor does not have pleasant memories of that mission. I think she just gets straight to business.
We need to find out what's going on. Can Josephine manage the diplomats while I look around? She will be fine. It's all speeches and posturing for the first few days anyway. I will extend the recess as long as possible. I will also have our friends ready themselves for battle if need be. You think that's likely? I think the Exalted Council may be more exciting than we expected.
Exciting! That's certainly a word for it. Okay, don't mind me, people.
I am grievously regretful of the inconvenience, but you must all remain outside.
I love that, just Orlesian people being like, we want a better look at the body. Show us the corpse. Oh, Orlesians, what are they like?
It looks like he came down over the railing.
That he did. Now then, ooh, can I think we need to be higher up. Can we climb? I'll give it one go. I'll give it one go to grab this thing. From there, perhaps. Okay, no. I'll grab that a different time. Let's get a start on with the main storyline. I mean, this is episode 5, I believe. Come on. Aenor, can you climb? There we go. She's like, no, I don't want to continue on with the main storyline. I want to get the thing on the... what do you call them? Gazebo-looking things. God damn, that is... Here's the thing, the brown stuff on the top might be wood, but this is a marble banister. This is marble, and it's just gone right through. Flipping heck, that... he came over with a lot of force. He didn't just fall like... That's like a proper push. And a yoink. And also, I believe you need to be rotated. Come on, Aenor. There we go. And that is all of the paintings.
An active illuvian. If I'm going through it, I'm not going alone.
Indeed. Indeed, the Illuvians make a comeback. And a yoink. Also, I can just hear Solas's voice. I sense another artifact of my people. Ooh, who do we want to bring? I'm kind of feeling like my go-to squad. There we go.
This is the crossroads. Morrigan brought me here while showing me the illuvians. I'd forgotten all the colors.
What are you talking about? Everything's all gray.
I wonder if it somehow looks different to elves.
It does, actually. It does. If you are playing essentially any other Inquisitor besides an Elven Inquisitor, there are no flowers on the trees, there's no colours in the sky, it's all just grey. And then if you bring Sarah with you, she comments on like, oh, all these colours are trippy. And it's the Inquisitor who says, what colours? Everything's all grey. What are you talking about, Sarah? I love this area. I love this area. And I love the fact that they made it different for Elven Inquisitors. Take that. Take it. One last map. There we go. I'm not gonna lie, I did find the crossroads disappointing. You know, the cutscene with Morrigan, because it was so great. In the books, Briala talks about all of the colours, and you know, that's kind of where it's discovered that the crossroads looks different for elves. So I'm really glad they included that detail here. I think it's so cool.
Judging by the bloodstains, he tried to get through here.
Is something wrong?
This mirror doesn't look broken, but it's inactive. Maybe there's a way to unlock it.
Indeed. So, our Qunari came down here, couldn't get through there, so he turned around and came through this one, and the blood trail indicates that he came from this illuvian. However, there are many secret areas in the crossroads, so we are going to go around and explore this illuvian instead.
Not quite where we wanted to go, but still, not bad.
Now, doesn't this area just remind you of, was it Chateau d'Antaire? The place in the Emerald Graves, where it was just very spooky. It was a very spooky place. So I don't think this is Chateau d'Antaire because it doesn't match up to any specific room. However, I do think we are in the Emerald Graves. There were multiple houses in there that we couldn't enter. So I think this is the Emerald Graves. Book of Butterflies. This book opens to reveal thin slats of wood and glass. Pinned to cushions inside the slats are a confusion of colourful butterflies, some as small as a copper, others with a wingspan as large as a hand. Engraved on the front are the words, "In celebration of your 20th anniversary, with fondest wishes, Countess Lutetia." I mean, I've got to be honest, I wouldn't necessarily want that for my 20th anniversary. However, you know, some people are interested in lepidoptery, so, you know, to each their own. Moonlight on the Feast of Shadow. Oh, Moonlight on the Feast of Shadows. There we go. The front cover of this novel has a group of armed men and women fighting a horde of imaginary monsters, while a winged horse with a horn flies in the background against an enormous rainbow. There's text on the back. In the far future, a disparate group of men and women from all corners of the land band together to end an unstoppable evil. As these bold adventurers go from travelling companions to friends, will their secrets and desires tear them apart? Cloud Loonlily, an ancient elf pulled out of time. This brawny warrior scholar seeks only to return to her liege in the distant past. But the voices calling her forward aren't what they seem. Ren, this mysterious thief, used to sing in taverns while deftly lifting items from the wealthy. Many have fallen in love with the diminutive Heartbreaker, but Ren has a dangerous pact with a sinister figure in the shadows. Lancaster Marlowe, a gifted but eccentric mage travelling the wider world for the first time. Marlowe's ambition for power is matched only by an uncanny ability to thrust his new acquaintances into danger. Elena Brightstone, a knight of low birth under a mysterious curse. The idealistic Brightstone seeks to bring honour to her family name while divesting herself of calamitous death magic that may doom everything she holds dear. Tilka, an orphan of great resolve, young Tilka seeks to restore the balance of magic in the world. To do that, she must seek guidance from her foster parents. If she can find a way back to the surface of the moon! Not all may survive their journeys, for these are the perils of a land unrecognizable, a time immemorial. Join them in Moonlight on the Feast of Shadows at the end of the 13th Age. There is a note slipped into the novel. Enjoy the book, my dear. It's Lord Fleming's most ambitious yet. I'm not sure what a moon whale is, and at times there is a scandalous amount of attention paid to young men's backsides, but I doubt that will put you off in the slightest. Okay. Very interesting. Again, not a book I'd be all that interested in reading. A faded letter. This unsent letter is dated 941 Dragon, a month before the opening of the breach. Marcel, forgive the absence of my letters. The Dalish raids were ominous enough, but now Gaspard Chevaliers ride through my estates without so much as a by your leave. What a time to rattle their swords. A shipment came the other day with things that will not travel well. A rare Navarin miniature of Andraste, a triptych lattice of thinnest oak from Tevinter, and most wondrous of all, a pre-chantry full-length elven mirror. The mirror was discovered after an earthquake near Voldorma brought to light an unplundered elven ruin. I purchased the entire lot. There were some other minor artifacts and trinkets, and the mirror has quickly become my favourite. My wife insists we leave soon, and I suppose she is right, but I cannot bear to leave it behind. I will send for the mirror when I am safely in Val Royeaux, then throw a party where you can marvel at it yourself. Warmest regards, Yone. Well, it seems that Yone never got around to bringing the mirror to Val Royeaux. Now that you know what, I believe if we go any further, enemies might spawn in. So I am going to bring this episode to a close right here. Also, before I forget, Aenor, get your armour on, lass. Get your armour on. There you go. Alrighty then, in the next episode, we see what else is in this room. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.